Welcome to One India News Hour. Understanding the threat landscape is essential for all leaders. In the era of disruption, enterprises are seeking to build new, scalable businesses while continuing to transform their existing operations. Undoubtedly, technology is the primary change agent in this, and the IT ecosystem is poised to play a key role in fueling this transformation. It is estimated that by 2022, 47% of total IT revenues will flow through the channel ecosystem. In addition to industry-specific solutions, customers are turning to channel partners for services to help manage their increasingly complex IT infrastructure and adopt cloud models. The strength of an ecosystem lies in many players coming together to result in the whole being greater than the sum of its parts. As cyber risks become increasingly complex and challenging, most businesses recognize the magnitude of cyber risk, and many are shifting aspects of their approach to match the threat. And most are doing a good job in traditional cybersecurity protecting the perimeters. These days, businesses are undergoing transformation at a very rapid pace. A business can survive and thrive in an environment which is throwing up new innovation-driven opportunities as it responds to shifting market demands while navigating the evolving regulatory complexities. This survival of the business is now dependent on maintaining trust in these services that it provides. Hence, understanding the threat landscape is very important, without which it is difficult for organizations to provide necessary security capabilities. As a business leader, you need to understand the threats which your organization will be facing, including your people, when they are working from home during these times. You have to provide clear guidance and encourage communication from them so that they ensure that the policies are clear and easy to use when they are working from home, and they know whom to contact if there is any issue or any suspicious activities they notice. Let's look into today's headlines in Var India. Largest laptop manufacturer in the world hit by ransomware. Compal, a Taiwanese electronics company and world's second largest laptop manufacturer, which builds laptops for Apple, Acer, Lenovo, Dell, Toshiba, HP and Fujitsu, has faced a serious ransomware attack over the weekend. As per the reports, the incident was discovered on Sunday morning and is believed to have impacted around 30% of Compal's computer fleet. The report further says Compal Deputy Manager Director Xing Liu admitted that the company suffered a security breach but denied that the company's recent downtime was caused by ransomware. Database of BigBasket was on sale on the dark web for $40,000. BigBasket stores personal data of its customers had been compromised and was being sold on the dark web. The US-based cyber intelligence firm Cyber says BigBasket seemed to have compromised sensitive data of over 2 crore users. The report claimed that the size of the SQL file is 15 gigabytes, which contains close to 20 million user data, including their full names, email IDs, password hashes, PIN contact numbers, full addresses, date of birth, location and IP addresses, among others. TCS agreed to acquire Deutsche Bank's IT unit. Tata Consultancy Services has agreed to acquire Postbank Systems AG from Deutsche Bank AG. The transaction value will be a symbolic €1, TCS said in a stock exchange filing. The deal is part of Deutsche Bank's efforts to meet the target of cutting 18,000 jobs that it announced last year to lower costs and return to profitability. Government to take the final call on China's entry into 5G. The Union Home Secretary Ajay Kumar Bhalla said, unless India gets a substitute, the existing facilities cannot be closed down abruptly. The government has not taken any call on allowing Chinese telecom companies to enter into the 5G trials in India, but acknowledged that the penetration of the neighboring country into the existing network is too expensive. Indian IT industry working together with new US admin. NASSCOM welcomed the historic win in the history of US elected President Joe Biden, said the Indian IT industry looks forward to working with the new administration in pivoting technology, skills and digital transformation for the US. The US is the biggest market for the Indian IT sector, accounting for a lion's share of the industry's revenue. NASSCOM has projected a revenue growth of 7.7% at $191 billion for the IT sector in the ongoing fiscal. California passes another data privacy law. California's data privacy laws got even more strengthened with the Golden State voters passing the California Privacy Rights Act, that is CPRA, or Ballot Measure Proposition 24. The state already had passed the well-known California Consumer Privacy Act, that is CCPA, to increase the rights of citizens to know what kind of data businesses have on them and restrict sale of such personal data. Proposition 24 essentially strengthens privacy laws and rights for California citizens. The new law also prohibits businesses' retention of personal information for longer than reasonably necessary and triples maximum penalties for violations concerning consumers under 16. NPCI onboards 131 new partners and offered the equity share purchase. The NPCI is onboarding 131 new partners that include 6 payments banks including Paytm and India Post, the filings revealed. Besides this, 40 foreign banks including Bank of America and IDFC and 4 other private banks will be joining NPCI as partners. The NPCI also issued a private placement offer, that is PPO, for 6.5 lakh equity shares to a group of 131 private banks, foreign banks, small finance banks, payment banks and payment system operators including prepaid instrument providers. Dilip Asbe, MD NPCI's term has also been extended by 2 years till January 7, 2023. GitPaste 12 malware can add your Linux servers and IoT devices to its botnet. A new malware is targeting Linux servers and Internet of Things devices. A warming botnet is extremely versatile in its advanced capabilities and the fact it leverages trustworthy sites like GitHub and Pastebin to host itself. It is reflecting on how it uses GitHub and Pastebin for housing component code and has 12 different means of compromising Linux-based x86 servers as well as Linux, ARM and MIPS-based IoT devices. IBM unveils IBM Cloud for telecommunications providers. IBM has announced a new hybrid cloud platform designed to help the telecommunications industry overcome some of its greatest challenges. The recently announced platform IBM Cloud for telecommunications is built on Red Hat OpenShift and strives to accelerate business transformation, enhance digital client engagement and improve telco agility. IBM claims that this problem can now be solved by deploying the IBM Cloud anywhere, on the cloud, on premises or at the edge, all while keeping data protection front and center. Older Android phones will not support secure websites by 2021. As per the Android Police, certificate Let's Encrypt has warned that phones running Android versions before 7.1.1 Nougat will no longer trust its root certificate starting September 2021, which will lock older phones out of many secure websites. According to Let's Encrypt, 33.8% of Android devices are currently running on Android versions below 7.1. To conclude, the Zero Trust architecture is a new approach to security. There is a trust deficit in technology-based systems which has increased during the COVID times. So, there is a new approach known as Zero Trust architecture. This architecture is a security concept fixed on the principle that organizations need to proactively control all interactions between people, data and information systems to reduce security risks to acceptable levels by creating discrete granular access rules for specific applications and services within a network. Basically, cyber attacks erode customer trust. The cost of the cyber attacks has increased 52% and the primary goal of it is service disruption and infrastructure destruction. It is mentioned in various reports that ransomware attacks will occur in every 14 seconds and create a loss of $11.5 billion. These cyber attacks are becoming more frequent and impactful because they are impacting the digital infrastructure, and that is why they need to be robust and resilient, otherwise this foundation itself will be shaken. It is impacting digital confidence because confidence consists of transparency, trust and security. Finally, it is impacting the digital economy because with fractured technology or infrastructure, the economic growth will not be sustainable. So, what will happen if there is a cyber pandemic? If it has similar characteristics of the COVID virus, then during the cyber pandemic, it will spread faster and much further than any biological virus. This has been mentioned by the World Economic Forum. The reproductive rate of COVID-19 is somewhere between 2 to 3 when there is no social distancing, and this number reflects how fast the virus can spread. With this, let's wind up for the day, but do not forget to like, share, comment and subscribe to War India News Magazine. Please download the War India app from Google Play Store for the latest news and updates. Stay tuned. Thank you.